Thursday, June 11th, 2026, the regular meeting of the Nottoway County School Board now called to order. We shall have a moment of silence followed by prayer if you so choose. And if you are able, please stand for our Pledge of Allegiance. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you tonight for our school board. Thank you for our division staff. Thank you for our superintendent, our clerk. Thank you for all of the parents and the students that are here tonight. Thank you for just allowing us to kind of wrap up another successful school year. We thank you for your grace and for your mercy. We ask your continued guidance and your protection over us as we continue to go about the business of Nottoway County Schools. In the mighty name of Jesus, we pray. Amen.
Takes me back.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Is there a motion to approve the agenda for June 11th?
So move. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Sign of aye. Aye. We shall begin tonight with awards and recognitions. And I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Martin, our superintendent, to go through our awards and recognitions.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. It is exciting to see this many people in here for recognition.
Yes, indeed.
So we're going to start and we're going to get through them. And so the first one we're going to do is the 2026 valedictorian and salutatorian. And so this evening we are able, I can't even talk, there's so many people in here tonight, but we're able to celebrate our 2026 valedictorian and salutatorian. Both provided words of encouragement and support during graduation this past weekend. I do not believe he is here this evening, but I'm going to start with our salutatorian. It is Logan Hansen with a grade point average of a 4.2576. Logan will be attending UVA. And he will be studying systems engineering in the fall. So congratulations to Logan, but I do not think And next I have our valedictorian, who you know very well from being the student liaison on the board, but our valedictorian was Avery Clyburn with a grade point average of a 4.2813. Avery will be attending Southside Virginia Community College this fall, pursuing a nursing degree, and so we're super proud of her.
That's our little mascot. Come on, mascot.
Yeah, so I will share. These are our Charlie Cougar Cub mascots. If you've checked out our Facebook page, you've seen pictures of Charlie the Cougar Cub traveling. Our goal was for staff to get them and to travel. Ms. Shorter will get you one. I'm here, you can get one. But it's to travel throughout the summer to different spots. Send us the picture so that we can snap Charlie Cougar Cub on his travels this summer. And he's a great therapy animal. He does not talk back to you. He's fantastic. So, yes, he listens very well. No comments back. So, but we do have those for our staff. So, and you each have one this evening as well.
Thank you very much.
All right, our next awards this evening. This is how you want to do it, right? Me just keep going. Okay, that's what I thought. Our SVCC graduates. So this evening we get to recognize our students that completed their associates, their uniform certificates, or program certificates from SVCC for this past year. I do think it's important to note Also with these recognitions, because these students are part of that we had a very small senior class this year. And as it was shared at senior night, and just so you know that 63 of the 103 graduates either graduated with high honors or honors this year. And the Southside credits and stuff. Of our senior class that graduated with those honors. So that is remarkable. It's amazing. And it's amazing that we had so many students that completed community college programs as they are moving on, or certificates for the workforce. So as I call them, if they will come forward, and you have the certificates. Ava Martin, Associates of Arts and Sciences, Governor School for Humanities.
Start the line over here, and we'll get a group at the end.
Kathleen Price, Associates of Arts and Sciences, Governor School for Humanities. Braylon Fuller, Associates of Arts and Sciences, Governor School STEM. Samuel Harris, Associates of Arts and Sciences, Governor School STEM. Elliot Waite, Associates of Arts and Sciences, Governor School STEM. Kendall Clements, Associates of Arts and Sciences, General Studies. Avery Clyburn, Associates of Arts and Sciences, General Studies. Selena Hung, Associates of Arts and Sciences, General Studies. Lauren Lee, Associates of Arts and Sciences, General Studies.
Congratulations.
Mackenzie Paulette, Associates of Arts and Sciences, General Studies. Kristen Chalitsky, Associates of Arts and Sciences, General Studies. Soraya Vaughn, Associates of Arts and Sciences, General Studies. And I'll let you get their pictures and we'll move on to the.
All right. Right here. Champ, you want to get in the middle?
All right.
Young people, y'all come this way. Let's get over here, together here. You can be presenting them a certificate, kind of like do some of the hands.
All right, all right.
Very good. All right, got a full house here tonight. Trying to move on in a little bit. There we go. Looking great here on 3 foot.
Got smile.
Yep.
Smile.
Gotta do it, gotta do it.
Smile.
Very good.
That's right, smile. Don't make me come up there. Smile.
Yeah, guys.
Oh, I have to take it here.
All right, so our Southside Virginia Community College certificates. James Arms, I'm going to say Calvin Arms, Uniform Certificate of General Studies. Colin Barton, HVAC Certificate Program. Hayden Tuck Purgeon, HVAC Certificate Program. Dejan Stewart, HVAC Certificate Program. Benjamin Sykes III, HVAC Certificate Program. Jerome Thompson Jr., HVAC Certificate Program. Jacob Webb, HVAC Certificate Program. Corey Bowen, Nurse Aid Certificate Program. Damani Mills, Nurse Aid Certificate Program. Gracie Ramirez Escalante, Nurse Aid Certificate Program. Ajorian Womack, Nurse Aid Certificate Program.
Slowly at the top, bro. Slowly at the top. Very close. You can present that, Mr. Chairman. Hold that up a little higher, please. Wow. Down, 1, 2, 3.
Really good one.
Ready? 2, 3.
Congratulations to all of you. So next up, we have our sports awards, and sports are an amazing opportunity for our students to showcase their talents on and off the field, the court, the track, and ultimately in the classroom, because they are student athletes. You're a student first and foremost. So we have student athletes receiving honors in all spring sports: soccer, softball, outdoor track and field, and baseball. So I'll start with soccer. First team, all district, Daniel Murphy. Second team, all district, Sebastian Silva Cortez. Second team, all district, Joseph Perez.
Congratulations.
Nice sport.
Ready? 3. 1, 2. Thank you.
Outdoor track and field, Malia Davis, 3rd place, district championship, triple jump, 8th place, VHSL Class 2 state championships, triple jump. Anton Carter Jr., 1st place, district championship, shot put. Bradley Hamilton, 1st place, district championship, 1,600 meter run. 1st place, district championship, 3,200 meter run. VHSL Region 2A, 1,600 meter run champion. VHSL Region 2A state champion, 1,600 meter run. And VHSL Region 2 state champion, 3,200 meter run. Marion Johnson, 2nd place, district championship high jump. VHSL Class 2 state championships high jump. Ewing Gray, 3rd place, district championship 3,200 meter run. Congratulations. That is a lot of running,
Yes, it is.
dedication, and jumping.
Guys.
Nice try, guys.
Don't run away. Okay, on 3. Thank you. Amazing.
Next up, softball. Addison Childress, 2nd team all-district shortstop and 2nd team all-region shortstop. Cambria Ashford, 2nd team all-district 3rd base. Jaden Banks, 1st team all-district outfield, 1st team all-region outfield. Shorter, second team All-District Outfield. Reagan Tucker, first team All-District Pitcher, second team All-Region Outfield. And Meadow Austin, second team All-District First Base. Coach Kropka has their all-region certificates. You want to come forward and get this?
You didn't ask me any of this.
I'm sorry.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations. Congratulations. Thanks.
All right.
Wait, which one should I?
Ready?
Look what I did to the
Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Awesome. Thank you. Good job, girl. And last but certainly not least, baseball. Jadarian Hendricks, first team All-District. And second team All-District, Trent Hayes. Congratulations to them. Don't go anywhere. 1, 2. Mr. Chairman, while we are still doing students, I would like to go ahead and do the attendance ones, and then we'll skip to the staff.
All right.
If you don't mind, that way we keep all the students together.
That's good.
So tonight, we're going to celebrate perfect attendance across the school division. We have the privilege of recognizing a very special group of students, those that achieved perfect attendance for the entire school year. In today's world, this is significant as the world is full of distractions, challenges, unexpected obstacles, and showing up each day is not a small accomplishment. Perfect attendance is about much more than simply being present. It reflects commitment, responsibility, and a dedication to learning. Attendance matters because every day of learning builds upon the next. The ability to show up consistently is a life skill that will serve them well long after leaving Nottoway County Public Schools. So tonight we celebrate not only their achievement, but also the support of their families who helped make this accomplishment possible. Their commitment demonstrates that every minute of learning truly matters. So please join me as we congratulate those who are in perfect attendance for the 25-26 school year. Jonathan Anderson, 11th grade. And before I continue, I want to say there's a lot of families in here, so you're going to see some families coming up, which is fantastic. Michael Anderson, 11th grade. Dana Ashley Jr., 9th grade. Amari Coleman, 9th grade. Jace Fitzgerald, 9th grade. Joshua Green, 10th grade. Bryce Hawks, 10th grade. Laudencia Hernandez Manuel, 9th grade. Andrew Hernandez Martinez, 10th grade. Jamison Livingston, 9th grade. Colby Martin, 12th grade, and I know I will get in trouble if I do not add this because it's listed here and I'm going to get
Yes, indeed.
at. But Colby Martin was the only senior with perfect attendance who has also maintained perfect attendance from 5th grade to 12th grade 8 years in a row. I'm personally going to leave it off. people.
Yes, you would have.
Candy Martinez Alonzo, 9th grade. Jaden Oliver, 11th grade. Lillian Rodriguez, 10th grade. Gary Taylor, 9th grade. Aubrey Wallace, 11th grade. Reed Wallace, 9th grade. Jacob Webb, 11th grade. So those are our high school students.
Before y'all get this one. Hold your certificate up. There you go. Put the radio on 3. 1, 2, and 3. One more time, smile, folks. 1, 2, and 3. Very good. Very good.
Charlie, get one. Back up for a second. Back up for a second.
I'll get close to
Those are together there.
All right, here we go. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Smile. And it's a challenge.
Our middle school perfect attendance, Isabella Alba, 8th grade. Alexandra Alto Torres, 7th grade. Mariana Clark, 7th grade. Brandon Coleman, 8th grade. Jayla Edmonds, I'm sorry, 7th grade. Maya Hill, 8th grade. Jeremiah Jones Hubbard, 7th grade. Claire Miles, 7th grade. Chelsea Skinner, 7th grade. Jada Walker, 7th grade. At intermediate school, Samantha Cochran, 5th grade. Rowan Dunbar, 5th grade. April Hollyfield, 5th grade. Anthony Jones, 5th grade. Hayden Lewis, 5th grade. McKinley Vaughn, 5th grade. Mackenzie Vaughn, 5th grade. Gabi Elvez Perez, 6th grade. Ava Beck, 6th grade. Leon Bowden, 6th grade. Idalie Hernandez Martinez, 6th grade. 6th grade. Aviana Patrick, 6th grade. Annette Tomas Castro, 6th grade. Naya Washington, 6th grade.
Come out. Right here. Over here. Come right here. Here. Put your certificates up. Put your certificates up. Down a little bit on your certificates. All right, Mr. Chairman, if you could kick out this way a little bit. All right. Lady, this way. Perfect. Y'all look right here at me. Looking great on 3. Hold on a second. Chairman, a little bit more. Young lady, a little bit, follow him. I don't want your face blocked. All right, now we got you. Looking great on 3. 1, 2, and 3. Hold that pose one more time and wait for the next photo. Wait and hold.
There you go. Y'all get it down to a science.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Yes, indeed.
Pre-primary school. Lucy Cawley, 4th grade. Violet Chambers, 2nd grade.
Hello, Violet.
Bennett Miles, 1st grade. Harrison Miles, 4th grade. Benjamin Shelton, 3rd grade. And Ladrea Yarborough, 1st grade.
How you doing?
You have to kneel down, Chairman.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you, Ms. Duncan. Looking great. Stand a little bit over. Give it a little bit over. Okay, perfect. Great, again on 3. 1, 2, 3. Hold that photo. Don't repeat that photo. Go ahead. Hold that. One more.
Are we ready? Smile. I love school. Thank you.
And last but certainly not least, Blackstone Primary School.
We're gonna have to kneel down.
Alicia Alto Torres. Pre-K. Yadel Alto Torres, 3rd grade. London Baskerville, 1st grade. Mackenzie Baskerville, pre-K. Sylvie Koger, 3rd grade.
Sylvie.
Ren Koger, 1st grade. Sadie Dumont, pre-K. Ashton Eames, 1st grade. Skylar Eames, kindergarten. Mary Emerson, 4th grade. Kamari Hicks, 3rd grade. Jason Hopkins Jr., 1st grade. Josiah Hopkins, 2nd grade. Carter Meza, kindergarten. Talira, Moses, 4th grade. Did I say it right, sweetie? Did I say it right? Okay, I was just making sure. And Jodeci Whitaker, 2nd grade.
We have all folks come forward. Get in the back. Get you in the back. And get you in the back row. You two, young man. Come on, scoot in. Come on, slide in. In like that. All right, folks, I need your help. I need y'all to get in close together.
Back down.
What about a chair?
Don't forget.
You can let them do this one by themselves.
Right here, hold your certificate up. There you go. You come right here. Right there. Right there. Right here.
That's the big group.
Right here. All right, so we need.
Okay, Blackstone.
Hold it up, hold it up.
Look up at my camera right here on 3. Great. 1, 2, and 3. Hold that pose. 1,
love and lead. Let's go, Blackstone.
Let's go.
Hold still, hold still.
Let's deal.
Pictures. Come on, hold it.
Everybody get a shot.
Hold it. Everybody good? Yep. Okay. Your turn. You ready? Okay. What do you say? Come to school? Come to school. Yay. Good job, guys.
Yes, indeed. Oh, that's nice. I don't believe you.
Get over your cars if there's some people
Oh, that
Feel like another world.
75. Oh, man. Back in 1975. It's 5 years old.
So I will say, I know they have left, but that's a huge accomplishment.
It sure is. It sure is.
I think I would be remiss if I did not mention that there can be a distinct lack of anyone in attendance tonight wearing UVA garb. There was not such a problem with
They got mixed up before they got here.
Probably had something to do with
They
it.
were just wearing the maroon part of it. Burgundy, whatever they want to call it. UVA is a much better color to put on. It's a requirement of all meetings.
Oh, wow, wow. Now, we'll vote.
I've got something else if you'd like me to go ahead and use it.
Let's not say Hampton Sydney.
I think this is a great idea. However, I would again be remiss if I didn't mention that another of our more or less local institutions of higher learning, Hampton Sydney, has a flag that's about yay by yay that has pictures of it taken with graduates from all over the world.
Oh, okay.
That's cool.
And my son contributed to that in 4 different countries.
Awesome.
Right.
Hampton, Sydney.
Hampton Sydney. They often get
Tigers.
stung by yellow jackets.
That has happened.
Next, we have our Nottoway Lead program, and I am actually going to turn this over to Dr. Greger because he spearheaded the work of this program this year under his leadership and direction. So this was our first time with this program, and it was a success, and so I'm going to let him share about the program.
All right.
I had Chase say something about JMU. I don't know.
I'm sorry, we forgot all about JMU.
I'm just going to hang out the back. Thank you, everyone. Good evening, members of the board, Dr. Martin, guests, employees. So I'd like to take tonight to talk about Nottoway Lead. As you can see it, leaders emerging across the division. This is an initiative, you know when your supervisor or your boss goes, I think that's a good idea. You usually end up doing it. So I just off the cuff was talking about, we need to kind of start developing a pipeline. Because we got great folks, we have leaders already within, and someone that I report to said, that's a great idea, RJ, I think we should do that. Well, being the good soldier that I am, we're doing it. So it was a pilot program. With pilot programs, as you know, they're basically guinea pigs going through the process. And these folks did an amazing job with that. But the important part, as you can see, it's leaders emerging across the division. So suppose we get that. So as you can see, this is a 1-year structured professional development program that's designed for our licensed staff who has demonstrated leadership potential. Our core goal is simple: to ensure that the future leaders are equipped with knowledge, skills, and support they need to positively impact students, staff, and our school culture. What makes an effective program is it's built on these key areas. We have a mentorship where they're teamed up with their supervisor, principal, or so on. We did a book study. I know everyone is thrilled to have a book to read in addition to the extra work that they have to do, but this was a very impactful book that we were able to use throughout the year and then pull from it into their capstone aspect of it. It was authentic learning. We did school walkthroughs. They observed classrooms with their superintendent. They did shadowing. They did book talks with it, and they did real-time material that they can apply. It's a lot of times we get into practice where it's theoretical. You learn about, you don't really do. And this was the aspect that we really wanted to take away from it, is core concrete material that they're able to use immediately leaving the program. And obviously, just to make sure we're in line, the state has benchmarks preset for leadership development. So we talked about what's the result. I always try to begin with the end in mind. What is our outcome that we want to achieve, and what's our path to get to that? So the key element of this was their capstone project. With the capstone project, we took a look through the book was kind of the anchor, and through that we were able to develop themes that they were supposed to present on as a group within each other. So as you can see here, such were attendance, which we saw a good reflection of that today, instructional strategies, morale boosting, and overall just systemic change within the division. By the time they finished, they weren't just trained. They're able to use these resources directly, like we talked about, having something concrete, or concrete resource, whether it's something from the book or something from the group that they live with each other, that they can hold in their hands or put in their pockets to save for another point whenever they get to that next level of leadership. So, in summary, Nottoway Lead, we're investing in our future. We have to build from within. The state has kind of the Grow Your Own program that we team up, but we decided we need something for the leadership aspect. We have great people here that are leaders now, and we need to see them blossom more. So it's an investment to our own folks. It's succession planning. It's leadership opportunities. So when they're ready to come open, we have folks ready to step up. And I could not be remiss without talking about them. So we have, as you can see on here, I know we have some folks here. We have Bonnie Andercheck from the middle school. We have Taylor Booker from the intermediate school. Casey Boyles from the middle school counseling. As you can see from this, it's not just teachers, it's licensed staff. So we've got counselors, we've got health PE, we've got reading specialists, and so on. And so it's across the spectrum of folks that were involved with this. Jay Coleman, Jessica Crane from the reading specialist at Crew, Daniel Matthews at the high school, Madeline Duffy, and Loren Moreno, Ronnie Johnson, and Kristen Wilson. So I personally want to say thank you for the time that they put in, the effort that they put in. It's nothing like having something to do extra at the end of the day after you have a full day of class and so on, to sit again to learn about something. And I hope they gained something from it. I truly did personally, and I think it's a great step towards our future with Nottoway. To that note, we already have folks reaching out already that are interested in the program for year 2. And on top of that, we've had a contact from Longwood University that's kind of sparked their interest with that as well. So we're getting on the map, and I think that's something to be proud of in general. Thank you.
So, Dr. Greg, we're going to call them up individually too, because
Oh, absolutely. Please do, yes. And you guys have your speech
Let's
ready?
stop it here. Bonnie Andercheck.
Lauren said she was bringing
I don't believe this number is.
So stay out here now.
Casey is not here. Hey, Coleman. Like a kid in the back of the classroom, you jumped up there all of a sudden. Jesse is not here. Daniel Matthews.
And Tech and UVA. West Virginia University is in the College Baseball World Series.
All right.
Lauren Moreno. I don't believe Rondi Bobby or Kristen are here. I will say too, I had the pleasure of attending their sessions along with a lot of our central office admin team. They did have the opportunity to coach some of us as a teacher would coach, assume those roles and talk through it and what would they do. I would also add that one of the things that we had in there was priority if positions open up for teacher leader and those type of things, that we felt that they should have priority in those processes because they had completed the leadership training with us. So it was a great group to work with, and Dr. Greger did a fantastic job leading it.
All right.
Apples up and quiet there. Great on 3. 1, 2, and 3. Hold that pose. 1, 2, and 3. Charlotte's next.
I'm behind the big guy. Behind the big guy.
Yeah, you're hiding.
Yes, I am.
Dr. Greger, could you please
Oh,
get
yeah,
to the
go
other
get
side?
it. You got to follow these women's orders now, you know that.
You was the lead man.
Okay, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
All right, thank y'all.
And I think that is the last one. But I will say it is great to have that many recognitions.
Sure is.
Yeah, that's good. That is.
All right, Zach.
Page 8.
All right, thank you. Delegations. Do we have anyone signed up for delegations from the public? All right. All right, next, the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Mr. Chairman, I move that items A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, J, K, L, M, N, and O be approved.
All right, is there a second? Second. Any discussion?
I'm sorry, which ones?
Everything but, right?
Correct. Everything but I.
Yes. All right, all in favor, sign of aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right. All right, so would you,
I'll move that we approve item I, the VSBA annual dues.
is there a second?
Will we approve them again? D.
We're doing number I, letter I,
Oh, okay.
so we can discuss it.
And what you looking for?
A second.
I second.
All right, any discussion? That the item you need to discuss? Oh, you can go ahead.
I have no discussion.
Oh, you're good with it, okay.
He just wants to vote no.
Oh, okay, I understand, okay. All right, all in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, can I just make a clarification when I go through board policies moving forward, that you are going to find a board policy in there for FOIA and freedom of information and all of that that's coming up, that in the future, we need to amend that to begin with because we can't change the agenda later on. You're going to hear me talk about it, but to put that out there for you, it's fine for us to do that, but moving forward, once the new policy, and actually that's not just going to be the policy, we have to do that up front, that if we want to take something out based on
Starting in
what's
July.
coming down. Yes. I just wanted to put that out there before I forgot.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, let me question. We didn't take anything out.
No, but we did it separate, whereas the consent normally goes as one item. We just need to separate it. We changed the agenda to take it separate.
Politely disagree with that. 'Cause we can change the consent agenda. We're not changing the consent agenda. We're just
But
either.
there's a new.
I appreciate that. I read the policy.
Yeah. That's it. All right, so we're done with consent agenda. All right, first action item. Adoption of policy LBD, home instruction. Dr. Martin.
So, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, this is an oversight on my part, so I do apologize. This was a policy that came through separately in October. I did not catch it. It is a wording clarification. We are in full compliance with this policy, but it does spell out the statutory requirements to place the safety and privacy of children that are homeschooled. It's taken care of, and it's just a wording change for it. It did come out in October. As I said, I do apologize because it slipped past us because it wasn't in the big group of them that typically come through. So I am asking that you formally approve that so that we're up to date with that. But it does, and you've heard, I believe we've talked about it before, is that the privacy information, we are able to disclose the number of students that are homeschooled, but we are not allowed to disclose their information or those type of things. So it really just makes sure that we are in line with those requirements. We are already adhering to it, but I do want to make sure that we are in full compliance.
Right. And we are discussing the home instruction piece now.
Yes.
I have a question, if I may. On page 2, the paragraph that starts, "No proof of immunization shall be required of any child," so on and so forth. I would like to add at the beginning of that sentence, "if requested." And with that would be a question, do you typically request or require that homeschool families provide that statement on immunization?
We do not.
Good, then I would like to see that the "if requested" be added to that first part of the sentence.
All right. Is there a motion to adopt policy LBD, home instruction, and to add the phrase "if requested" at the paragraph that Mr. Outlaw suggested?
So moved.
There a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
I'm not sure, does that fit?
I'm not sure if I'm understanding.
I'm not sure that that's something that we have control.
That would be a question.
Is it-
The next line does say no proof of immunization shall be required.
Well, if it's a sticking point, but
I'm just trying to understand. Can you explain it to me again?
Yeah, I'm going to say, explain why you're saying that so I can get an
that's
understanding.
why I asked Dr. Martin
If we request, we don't.
Yeah.
if she typically requests this. And it would seem to me to be a burden on the school division and homeschool parents if every year they got a request for this. So,
If it's not necessary.
right. So that's why I suggested that we add "if requested."
It's clarifying it at the top. The bottom part says that it says no proof of immunization if requested, stating certain things.
Okay, well, I'll withdraw that.
We do not request that as part of our, we have not, even when I oversaw home school instruction, that was not something that we,
Well, I'll withdraw that.
I get what you're saying now, though.
but I do,
get
yeah,
what you're
it's,
saying.
yeah.
It makes sense. Okay.
All right. Okay, so is there a motion to adopt? We had it with it in there?
He withdrew his.
So we can motion.
Do another one.
All right, so is there a motion to adopt policy LBD, home instruction, as presented by Dr. Martin?
So move.
There a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor, sign of aye? Aye. All right, second is the division wellness plan. Ms. Meyer.
Yeah, so I'll actually turn it over to her because she's got the whole thing, but we
Right.
are required every 3 years to update our division wellness plan, and so Heather can hit the highlights of the plan, which you also have a copy of, and then once approved, would be posted on the school's website.
Every year we have to go through, or every 3 years we have to go through a triennial assessment to ensure that we are adhering to our school wellness plan policy is actually what the state requires it to be termed. But some of the key changes just from whenever you all, it was last approved in 2023, so we need to update it now. There's just a few changes. We shifted some of the wording, so instead of it saying a general wellness coordinator, it does specify food service director, which will be myself going forward. It also reduces the exemption for fundraisers. We had it in there that schools were allowed to do 30 fundraisers with exempted food, so basically foods that did not meet USDA nutritional standards. We don't come close to 30 fundraisers, so we reduced that number to 10, which is a lot more realistic within our schools. We also adjusted the restricted hours that schools and clubs and sports, athletics can sell restricted or exempted food. So they cannot actually sell it within the school building between 7:30 a.m. Up until an hour after dismissal. It was 6 a.m., but typically we started accepting kids at 7:30 in the morning, so we adjusted that time. Some other just key differences, we softened the language in the classroom celebrations and rewards section. We had it a little bit more strict about you could only use smart snacks. However, whenever, especially primary schools, you've got families bringing in, snacks for parties and such as this. So we changed it to where it reads that we will make all reasonable attempts to meet and exceed using the smart snack rule. But we will also provide the schools the option to purchase compliant items through the food service department. So that was a change in there. We also had to actually add language in, and this was required by Virginia Department of Education, that just specifies we are a CEP school division, meaning that all students receive free breakfast and lunch. And then we had to add in a section that talked about the guaranteed time for students to eat. So students get 10 minutes in the seat to eat breakfast and 20 minutes for lunch. That does not include their time waiting in line for meals. That is actually the time that they're supposed to get to sit and eat. So that had to be specified out. And then just a couple of things that I added in there was just a table of contents in the front to make it a little easier to find things. And there's a couple of appendices in the back. One just lists the names and titles of the school wellness contacts, which unfortunately falls to each school principal. They will get more information at admin retreat on what their role is in that. And then it also provides just a list of ideas of healthy snacks or rewards that schools could use in place of unhealthy snacks. So we added that. Other than that, everything else stayed the same, which just talks about the interaction of teaching school nutrition during health PE classes and other classes throughout the day, which is already done. That did not change. So those are just a few of the changes. So we ask that you please approve our updated school wellness policy.
Is having a wellness plan a state or federal requirement?
It is a state requirement, which also is a function of USDA guidelines as well. So it is required for us by the state.
Where might one find that?
So the requirement,
Yes.
It is on the BDOE website, and I can certainly pull that and provide it to Dr. Martin to provide to you all. But it is a requirement that we have this, and we have to renew it every 3 years.
We're good. Thank you.
I also.
Chairman, I apologize for interrupting.
No, go ahead, sorry.
My question is, it talks about the Act of 2010 in the school meals first paragraph.
Mm-hmm.
The Healthy Hunger-Free Kids Act of 2010.
Mm-hmm.
Does that have anything to do with the kind of food that is served?
Yes, so that act talks about your sugar, sodium contents of food. That was really when things just started ramping up. It's been amended over the years. I think they just amended it this year to change from the fat-free milk to add back the option for 2% in whole milk. But yes, that is the act that guides the nutritional values that we have to provide.
What I pulled from your sentence was that the 2010 Act has been modified.
It has been modified by Congress, U.S. Congress, over the last several years.
Thank you, because I'm comfortable that Kennedy, the current guy that's up there, has changed a lot of things. I just wondered if this was impacted by any of that. They changed the food pyramid, turn it upside down, basically.
The latest change was allowing us to be able to provide 2% whole milk again.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
No, I might not either. I did want to add that Heather and her team and her committee did a lot of work with this, but one of the components, it's not necessarily listed in here, that we are excited about for our middle and our high school students next year and some of our improvements. And this is Heather's brainchild, but it also meets the requirements of the breakfast and lunch that you talk about, is the fact that we can put vending machines in the cafeteria that have grab-and-go lunches on them, that have snacks that the students typically would probably buy in the cafeteria. They still have to meet the requirements, but instead at lunch of having to go get in the line, they can go to the vending machine, they can type in their student code, and it comes off their balance of their account. So it provides us some options for our students to also, after school, for our athletes to be able to get the snacks out of there, but it's also connected to their school accounts and different opportunities there. But healthy snacks too. It hopefully will help us increase some of our participation numbers for breakfast too, for students that come in late because they can get a grab-and-go quick breakfast or things like that as well. And that is, Heather's done a lot of work with that to get it set up, and has embraced her food service director role and add-on, and is just working with the staff there to make some changes to meet these guidelines, but also put in other provisions to help promote what we have going on.
One final question, Mr. Chairman. The 10-minute sit and eat rule, is that someone put a clock on the kids on how long it takes them to eat?
No, that is a recommendation by the USDA. They realize that obviously schools they don't want to impact instructional time. So there was research put behind that as to how long it actually takes a child to eat once they sit down without like scarfing food down. And if you're ever in a cafeteria and you actually watch, most kids are done with their meal within, I would say 7-8 minutes, and then the rest of the time they're just chit-chatting with their friends. But this is like the minimum that we have to give them to be able to sit and actually eat.
We actually provide more time.
Typically lunches are about 30 minutes, I believe.
Those schedules?
On the whole is 30 minutes.
On average, so I want to clarify this for principals, because they're sitting in here and I know what they're thinking in their minds right now. They're hearing this and they're saying, ooh, we can get some extra time in our schedule because we can reduce lunch down to 20 minutes. That is not what we're saying. That's the seat time that we have to add in there. I know what y'all are thinking back there. I can see all of your light bulbs going off to reclaim that time. But it allows them, we typically build their lunch schedule between 25 and 30 minutes built in. And that also comes out when we count our hours for time.
The reason that I ask that is
Yes, for everybody.
we give 20 minutes for the older kids.
Here we get 20 minutes.
Every student, regardless of age, has to have a minimum of 20 seat minutes to be able to eat their lunch meal. So it doesn't matter if they're, pre-K or if they're 12th grade.
20 minutes for lunch and 10 minutes for breakfast.
10 minutes for breakfast, because a lot of times with breakfast, you're coming in off the bus, you're grabbing, you're eating, sometimes you're grabbing and going back to your classroom.
Okay.
And it's a much lighter meal too, so they don't need as much for breakfast.
I only had one question. It said, and this was something, and if I missed it, I need to know that, public involvement.
So there is, and I will admit that for us, because I took on this role and I had to do this very quickly, the public involvement that we did get was really word of mouth. So in this going forward, it has to be advertised whenever we go into a triennial assessment, so that the public who wants to sit on the committee has a right to request that. So that'll be something that is going forward to be able to get their input. But this will be posted on the food service section of the website, so the general public has access to it at any point in time. And I said, we will be part of, my portion of admin retreat when I talk about food service is really going to be going through this so the schools understand what their roles and responsibilities are in maintaining and ensuring this policy is adhered to.
Okay, because, like I said, one of the school board members are supposed to have the opportunity to sit on the panel and have that discussion as well, and I didn't know if I missed it, and if I did, I needed to know how I missed it, so I could correct my actions.
So the old policy did not specify that, the new one does, which was a change by the state. And I might not have picked that up when I did summary changes, but we will be going forward ensuring that this is followed to the T. The old policy left out a few little things to make sure that we were in compliance.
Okay.
All right. Is there a motion to approve the division wellness plan?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, any further discussion? All in favor, sign of aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, thank you. Next is 2026-27 calendar adjustments. Dr. Martin.
So the calendar is the gift that keeps on giving
Sure is,
all
isn't
the
it?
time. Every time you turn around, something with the calendar. And speaking of which, we're getting ready to start working on the next 2-year calendar for it. However, after a lot of discussion and consideration and talking with our administrators within our building, our athletic team, examining what we have done historically in the past compared to other districts, looking at the fact that we always build off of days, but we always end up counting hours no matter what, and looking at and I guess I'm just going to be honest, the lack of instruction that occurs sometimes in the last few days of the school year after we finished all SOL testing and those type of things, which then increases your risk of behaviors and attendance and those factors. I am presenting with collaboration from our admin team the following calendar adjustment for next year. It does have us automatically counting hours to begin with. There is, this calendar, I do believe too, will support the fact that the new requirement that's going in next year is that we have to provide SOL testing in the last 2 weeks of school for middle and high school, which means if you were to think about that last week, we would have been SOL testing. So that doesn't leave us a lot of time for 7th through 12th grade. All SOL tests have to be administered within the last 2 weeks of school. And so that really completes the year, gives them a couple of days. Dr. Lewis has already worked on a plan as to what that will look like for next year. But what I'm asking you for is to allow us up front to build off of hours. And the last day of school will be Friday, and I think that should be the 28th. I think I do have a typo. Let me look at the calendar. Friday, May the 28th, I'm sorry. And that will satisfy the Code of Virginia to the requirement of the minimum number of hours, well over still the minimum number of hours that we are required to have because our day is slightly longer than what most school districts have. June 1st and June 4th were originally the last 4 days of school. I am asking that those all be listed, the 1st through the 4th, as well as the 7th through the 10th are listed as potential makeup days should we need them, because I do believe we should be upfront with our parents and our families as to what the potential makeup days are. It leaves us with approximately a little over 10 built-in days, snow days, built into the calendar. This is something that we've heard from staff repeatedly about why don't we get out before Memorial Day, and it's because we have always based it off of days. So I also think that would be supported by our staff, but it also requires a graduation adjustment, again, because it would make graduation, and we have to think, this is the big thing with athletics during this time of year for athletics. And I have talked with Coach Kropka about this and Mr. Wilson. It would move graduation to Friday, May the 21st. Typically, if there's regional play, there would not be any play on Fridays. It keeps us off of the Saturday that we were hoping to be done. Staff would much rather work that evening and stay later than to have to come back on a Saturday morning. As you know, it was awfully warm out there this year. And it does not interfere with any state playoff games nor regional, because we do have to stay away from like the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, because that would potentially do that. It does not affect attendance on seniors because we have provisions in there to account for them. And so I do believe that this is a good calendar with the adjustments, allowing us more instructional time than what we need, but meeting the needs of the school division as well.
I'd like a clarification on something, and I think you clarified it. Then there's a typo in the agenda that says last day of school will be Friday, May the 29th.
It would be Friday, May the 28th. Right. Yes, sir. And I apologize for that.
Clarification, when you say SOLs in the last 2 weeks, is that in the weeks that begin Sunday the 16th and the 23rd, or the 9th and the 16th?
No, for the high school and the middle school, their SOL testing would have to be those 2 weeks, the 17th through the 21st and the 24th through the 28th would be their testing. The elementary schools, because they're not part of that, but we do want to get them in that same thing, but they also have a lot of end of the year activities and stuff. They would be from May the 10th, they'll get an extra week through. Our hope is to have them done by May the 21st, but they would have time in that week too. So they'll have about 3 weeks, but the high school and middle school for compliance will only have 2 weeks.
So seniors will be taking their SOL the 24th, 25th, and 26th?
Seniors do not have SOLs unless they are term grads, and they do not. We have extenuating circumstances on all of those to get them to get their assessments in prior to graduation. So anybody that's a retester or second attempt does not have to meet that, but first-time test takers have to. But our goal is, and I know the high school has worked really hard on this, is that we don't have any seniors having to take SOL assessments in their senior year, because there's nothing required in their senior year unless they are missing something to
So
graduate.
in other words, from 9th through the 11th, they need to have all their.
Okay,
That's what our goal is.
that answers my question.
And with that, I know the high school, we've already, Mr. Wilson has, he slipped out on me, but phone call. We met with him the other day. We already planned out his dates for senior walk. We already have his senior night, his class, his senior practice, how it's going to look. He already has his dates lined up for next year so that we can, pending approval, can get this information out to families quickly and get the updated copy on the website.
All right. Is there a motion to approve these 2026-27 calendar adjustments?
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, sign of aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right. Next, we have the approval of travel for superintendent.
So, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, I have two requests this evening, is to attend the ESSA Coordinators Academy, July 14th and the 15th in Norfolk. This is federal programming updates for our grants and requirements regarding our federal grants. And as you approved last month, the day after that, I'm going to be going to the VSBA Conference on Education in Virginia Beach, I think. But I would be attending that later that afternoon, because on the 14th, because I will be attending, I believe Coach Kropka has an athletic meeting that morning, so it would be later on, because I do try to attend meetings and events in the county. And then the other one is the Comprehensive Literacy State Development Grant statewide convening. That is a grant that we have to focus on best practices for students with disability in relation to literacy for the middle school. It will be a team of us going as part of the grant requirements. Myself, Dr. Gravely, the principal, coordinator of teaching and learning, and I'm missing one other person off the top of my head, but it's a team of, I think, of about 5 of us that will be attending that and bringing those practices back to not only work with the middle school, but to work across the school division, because we have had some great information that comes out of that and best practices, and that has assisted not only the middle school, but we used it to assist the high school in adjusting some of their classes and how you do recovery and remediation. And I know the high school had a lot of success with getting their students through the SOL assessments early and getting them to move on in those classes. And so, of course, even though it's for the middle school, it does benefit the schools across the school division.
Do we have a motion to approve this travel for our superintendent?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, sign of aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right. The next item I asked to be put on, the August school board meeting date is August 13th, and I have a scheduling conflict on that date. And so I was asking about would it be feasible to change the date for our meeting. We have on the agenda either the Thursday, August 6th, Wednesday, August 12th, or either the Thursday, August 20th. I was thinking maybe Thursday, August the 20th at 6 p.m., if that date works for everyone, or if there's another date and time that would work better for the board.
I am not available on the 6th.
Okay.
But I am on the other 2 days.
All right. Who was you?
I'm not available any of those dates because I scheduled my schedule around the,
What we had, already had.
yeah. The only dates that I have for August, because August is very busy for me because of back to school, primarily is Fridays.
Or would you be able to do, I mean, I'm just throwing out there, electronic participation in that?
I'm at
Not-
events.
You're an event, okay. Just wanted to throw that out as a possibility.
Yeah.
How about you, Mr. Abbott?
And then,
Personally, I'm available any of those days. Let me ask the superintendent, which date is based on your calendar, because August has to be impactful.
Yeah, I'm, for whatever you need, I can make any of them work.
Or we could leave it on the regular prescribed date and Mr. Abbott could preside. We can leave that as an option.
You okay with that, Mr. Abbott?
Either way. I don't like to miss meetings, but
I can handle it if he can't be here, or we can change a date. I'm available for any of those options.
So you want to keep it? It
I
sounds
would-
like you about the only one.
I would rather keep it because I'm already in March going to miss a meeting next year because of something that I have, for work.
I'm cool.
well, I'm fine with if we can leave
How
it.
about you, Mr. Outlaw? You okay?
I'm fine with leaving it on the regular date and Mr.
That's
Abbott
fine.
can preside.
The only thing I can't do is the 6th.
6, okay.
Now, there might be some other days other than what's here that I haven't looked on.
Fine with it. I'm fine, as long as you okay with it. As long as you okay with it.
Probably won't be as effective as
I
the
know you
chairman,
won't
but
be here because that is electronic participation. You're preaching. Well, you can just preach on this. Put you in our ear and you say, pause, let me tell you something. And
Come on back.
So that's fine. We can leave it the regular date and so won't be needing the motion.
As long as you and Mr. Abbott okay.
I'm okay.
And of course, if something comes up between now and then, we can revisit it, but so we can leave it on that date and Mr. Abbott will preside.
We are on the
The regular
Regular meeting.
What day was it again?
August 13th.
13, I meant that 13.
All right. All right, non-action item. The first read of the 26th school board policy update.
So, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, you have a nice packet
Yes,
of
indeed.
reading pleasure for you
In our-
this month and next
our leisure
month. Yes, in your leisure moments, but I am going to hit a few highlights for it. I am happy to send you my notes that I have here if it will help break those down for you, because I know this tends to get a little wordy with things that are in and out, but I do want to highlight a couple of things that maybe would or that should be of interest to you as you're going through them and looking at them. And then, like I said, I'm happy to share my notes with you that may add some clarification to you with them.
Can you share those via email?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'll share them. I have a list going over here of the things you've asked for, the wellness policy information, and then, of course, I'll always send you the presentations after the meeting, so I will add these notes to it as well in hopes that that answers some of your questions. Being that I will not be here next month at that meeting, I do ask if you do have any clarifying questions that you want. Dr. Lewis will be well versed in it, but if there's something that I can help clarify for you up front, I am happy to do that in advance if there's a question that you would like some clarification. But
Here comes the bus.
Get ready.
But I know that she is more than capable of handling this, and she will have my notes as well and any additional comments. She keeps saying I'm going to be in her ear that night. But just so a couple of the things, you've got two sets in your packet. At the back of the packet, you have the February ones. Those are some, I don't want to say minor, but there's not as many in that group. The big ones are in the May. Keep in mind, we only bring them forward at one time for review instead of reviewing multiple times throughout the school year. I will tell you that most of the policy revisions that you are seeing, they are technical formatting, cross-reference, and legal citation changes. They're not major changes to policies, and the ones that are changes is what I'm going to highlight for you. The rest is more of that cleaning up the language type of thing. Most, like I said, do not significantly alter anything that we have in what our current policy is for the division. The following policies represent the changes that I'm going to give you, the new legal requirements, and please note that there are areas where the board is open to discuss or engage in discussion for them too. At the July meeting, you're either able to adopt the revisions or make your own changes to them if you so choose. So I'm going to start in the back of the packet, and then I'm going to go to the front because the February ones are not as lengthy in that. Employee policies is in this one. It's GCBE, Family and Medical Leave, FMLA. It's a comprehensive rewrite of the policy to improve the organization in alignment with the federal FMLA requirements. It clarifies what the employee's rights are, employer responsibilities, qualifying leave events, and leave administration. There is no major change in employee entitlement to it, but it does make the policy significantly easier to interpret and to administer it. If you know, working with FMLA and policies that come down like that, they're often very wordy. It cleans up some of that language in it for it. GD, GDG, and GDN have been consolidated into one policy, and that is about support staff. It merges those three into one single policy. It aligns with the language of the Virginia Code and Virginia DOE regulations. It improves consistency regarding support staff employment, probationary periods, and evaluations. The administrative impact is minimal but creates a more streamlined policy structure for that one. Some student safety and discipline out of the February group. JFCD is weapons on school property. It is substantially revised to align with current state and federal law. It updates...
What policy was that again?
JFCD. It updates the definitions, prohibited items, and disciplinary expectations when it comes to weapons. It ensures the division remains legally compliant regarding student and visitor possession of weapons on school property and at school activities. JFCE is gang-related activity or association of those things. It's a significant legal compliance update there. It clarifies prohibited gang-related behaviors, symbols, activities, and disciplinary consequences, and it is a stronger alignment between the division practices and what the Virginia law says. And KP is parental rights and responsibilities, and you're actually going to hear this one twice also in the May updates. It's probably one of the most significant revisions in that February update. It expands and clarifies the rights of parents related to the educational records, instructional materials, student well-being, and communication with schools.
That's KC.
KP.
KP.
KP. It'll be in the very back of your February part. It also reflects the increased state emphasis on parental involvement and transparency in public education. It also, and you'll hear this later on, it ties directly to the fact that school divisions are no longer allowed to charge for, it's a cross-reference to another one, any transcripts of students in the past. After you graduated, you had to pay for your transcripts. Those rights, or transcripts, are the rights of the students, or the parent with them. So those type of things are clarified within it. Those were some of the highlights in that part of the policy. Let me make sure I did this one for you. I will tell you, BBBC option 2 does not apply to you because it's the oath of office for appointed boards, and you're not an appointed board. So you would adopt option 1 of that policy. It's just updated for clarity. And I think I gave you all of the other weapons, gang, and parental rights. All right, so the bigger ones are in the May part of your agenda. The first one is on board governance. It's on BBFA, school board member conflict of interest. It was a rewrite based on the legislative changes. It simplifies policy language while maintaining the required conflict of interest safeguards that are in place. It clarifies disclosure requirements, ethics training expectations, gift limitations, and situations requiring abstention from voting, when you can abstain and when you cannot. Ensures alignment with the updates to the Virginia State and Local Government Conflict of Interest Act. So that's one that relates more to y'all. BDA, regular school board meetings. It's updated to comply with the recent Freedom of Information Act changes. So this is the one I talked about earlier. It adds restrictions regarding modification to meeting agendas after public notice has been provided. So once we put it out, we really shouldn't change the agenda item unless you change it at the very beginning of the meeting. It has to be stated at the very beginning. So that's important to know. We don't typically have major changes throughout, but just so that that's out there, because that is new under FOIA. And it's designed to increase transparency and public awareness is what it's for. School safety, this is a new one for you, or an additional item on EBB for threat assessment teams. And Dr. Lewis is already looking into this so that she is aware of those. It adds a new state required training for threat assessment teams. It reinforces what the division's responsibility is to identify, assess, and respond to potential threats in the school. And it represents compliance update rather than any significant procedural change, but it does have the requirement of training for threat assessment teams in there. GBGB, wearable panic alarm for staff. This is a new and it is an optional policy. And at this point, I would not adopt this as a policy yet because I don't believe we're ready for this. But that, of course, is the board's decision. It is a new optional policy authorized by the General Assembly. It provides a framework should the division choose to implement a wearable panic alarm device for staff. So that means they have a device on that they can hit a button in the classroom. There's a lot around that too that would need to be clarified and worked at. It is intended to strengthen emergency response and school safety measures. The adoption, they do say, does not require implementation, but does provide policy authority if we pursue it in the future. So that's one that is optional. It's up to the board how you would like to proceed with that. GBBEA is leave without pay. It adds the requirements of House Bill 139 in it. Leave without pay for employees of school who have a debilitating or life-threatening illness and they're not eligible for FMLA. So while they're not eligible, they can take leave without pay to a certain extent and not lose their job position within reason there. GCL is professional staff development. It was rewritten for clarity, but it does add a training requirement to it from House Bill 38 about mental awareness training. If adopted by the board, and because it was passed as a House Bill 38, we would add that mental health awareness training as one of our back-to-school trainings for staff. There's certain trainings they have to go through, child abuse and neglect. All of those this one would be added to the forefront of required trainings for staff. IGAG is teaching about drugs, alcohol, tobacco, gambling, and they added electronic devices. The big push on that is that it adds additional reference to screen time as part of requirement for instruction within the schools, and the problems that come along with increased screen time. So not just the drugs and the addiction there, but really sometimes the addiction to devices for some of our students. IGAJ is optional. It is driver education. However, I would highly encourage you to adopt this policy. It is an optional adoption, but it adds the requirement that we must teach in driver's education about reckless driving to students. We know we have more and more of that, just in general with students and behind the wheel. So I do think that is a good thing to also add. It is an optional policy. However, I would ask you to consider that. KPA, this is new. It is parental notification of the safe storage of prescription drugs and firearms. This is a new requirement coming down. It states that I must have a plan in place and provide notification within 30 calendar days of the first day regarding the importance of securely storing prescription drugs and firearms. It must include relevant state laws and regulations. It has to include information about accidents, injuries, deaths, tips and resources for seeking help, and the current statistics, and it must be posted on the website, including being in multiple languages.
Which one is that again?
KPA. It's on, oh, well, you don't have my notes, but it's in the back of your first part of your packet. The Ks are.
What about securing firearms? Is that for the SROs?
Well, they're already secured. This is telling parents that they must secure firearms and prescription drugs.
At their home?
At their home.
Their residence?
Right. We have to provide them with notification of the importance of that.
Interesting.
I have to read that.
I've definitely got to read that.
So, but that's why I highlighted it for you. It's KPA. And like I said, I'm going to send you my notes too, so you'll have a reference to the policy code, and then you can find the policy in there that might make it a little easier. So,
Off the bat, that's beginning to sound like restricting Second Amendment rights.
You come into my house. That.
well, it doesn't, I'm not coming, we're not, it's
No.
us saying that you should.
I know what you're saying.
And I believe probably a lot of it has stemmed from, if you think about the Newport News situation where the parent, you know, they don't try the child because of the age, but the parent is tried for the access to the gun or whatever in the home. I believe it's more centered around not allowing our students to get guns in their hands or prescription drugs. I know of 2 instances this year. Well, I've heard from community members that, and I know Dr. Lewis has as well, and our other staff, about student access to guns in the community. Not that me sharing that not to do it is going to correct it, but their students have more access to guns, it appears, in the community. And it also, we've had a couple of situations where a student took more of a medicine than what they were supposed to take. So it's us providing the guidance to them about, you know, the resources and the tips, and stuff like that, and the effects or what could happen in those situations. So that's one that I would suggest that you read and look at.
And just as a counter right off the top, I'll throw out one fact of a 13-year-old in South Carolina that was faced with a 6-time convicted felon breaking into his house. And he shot and killed that assailant. So it's not all bad, but it is a parental responsibility and it's a parental responsibility. I don't see it as a school responsibility to make sure your children, if you have firearms in the home, that they are properly trained about firearms in the home.
A couple of the other ones for you, instructional programs, IK, academic planning and course selection, this is new. It is a new policy establishing the expectations for student academic planning and course selection. It supports clear communications with students and families. That is the piece here regarding graduation requirements, academic pathways, and post-secondary planning. Notification must occur to families of enrollment deadlines 30 days prior to course registrations. So it's really trying to bring the parents back involved. This is an area that Mr. Wilson and I have already talked about previously, about ensuring, a lot of times we go to the students, we sometimes forget that they're young adults, they are not adults yet, and their parents need to be brought into the process of what they're taking and those type of things. So it also allows the parents, it provides notification to the parents that we're in enrollment course request time. These are the deadlines, and communicating that out to them. I will have to give kudos though to the high school. It's not about the course request part, but this year they did it twice. They sent notifications in the summer to juniors and seniors, I believe, if I have it correct, of all of where they were in their graduation process. Were they ready to graduate? What were they missing? They sent that to the parents to increase that communication with parents, saying your child is still missing this and this. And my understanding was, especially in the fall, they received a lot of phone calls back from parents saying, whoa, I didn't realize my child is not at risk of graduating on time. And so that was a beneficial communication with them. So this requires us to ensure that the parents have notification about those course request periods and the opportunities there. ILBC is College Board School Day Program. It is a new policy requirement in there. It is created in response to new state legislation. It establishes the framework for school divisions to provide SAT and College Board testing opportunities during the regular school day, if needed. And it does support access to college readiness assessments. That's the idea, that it supports it for all students to be able to have those assessments, because typically your College Board or your SAT, they're on a Saturday somewhere else. We do already administer the PSAT on site, but this would allow the opportunity for us to provide some of those other assessments on site for our students, just like we provide the opportunity for our students to, we're a DMV testing site for learners for our students too. Not that you still don't have to go to DMV, but you can take your test with us here, which takes out that travel factor to some of those things to get more students to do those things. ICID is the school year school day. This really does not impact or alter anything that we have. It reflects legislation allowing school division to begin the school year as early as 14 days before September 1st. We are grandfathered in because we were already under the waiver to start prior to Labor Day. What this really does is change the language from, the current language says 14 days before Labor Day, which we know Labor Day fluctuates from year to year, and it puts a definitive date of September 1st, so 14 days. But this really has no impact for the school division. The last couple of ones are regarding special education and student attendance and discipline. JED, student absences, excuses, and dismissals. It just adds a new category to it for military-connected families. It automatically allows excused absences related to military family transitions and deployments as permitted by law. So it automatically excuses them out, provided that they present the evidence that that's what they're doing, instead of having to count it as a parent absence there. It allows the family to go for the deployment or those type of things, and it ensures consistency with those state requirements for our students. JFCM is the student cell phone and smart device possession and use. The biggest thing in there, is the student-related changes. So after reading through it and after reading what they have put out, it seems like there were some modifications from the final things that we thought was coming out, but it really states that it prohibits student cell phone use during the instructional day from bell to bell. Obviously, there were still some school divisions that maybe weren't following that. That's what we follow already, bell to bell. So I don't believe that this has a lot of impact for us, but it does target smart device possession unless you meet one of the provisions, a medical need, or you're an English language student that needs it for like those type of things. The same provisions are there, but the biggest thing it says prohibits in there. JLB is new. It is financial aid information. It kind of goes hand in hand with the scheduling piece that I talked to you about. Divisions must provide guidance and informational materials regarding financial aid opportunities. We must post the materials on the website, and the guidance is to go to students and parents. So just like I said on the other thing, it's not enough for us to give it just to students. We need to make sure that we're connecting with our families as well. So the requirement of information, the deadlines, et cetera, to put that information out there regarding financial aid. Another new one that is big, and I have already gone over this with school staff, and I will go over it again at admin retreat, is extracurricular activities notification. This is a new requirement, and it prohibits social media as being the sole form of communication. So it means that if we are having, and I'm going to use athletics because that's probably the easiest one for me to make the connection to. I think I've used it every time I've talked to them. If they're having tryouts for basketball, they are not allowed to just put out the tryout information on social media. It must be put through the other platforms of the school division are fine, but it's to put it out there because not everybody has social media. And so it has to be put out there and through other avenues to our families, posted on the website, posted through our communication platform that we have. But it means that any extracurricular activities cannot just go through a social media platform. So, and it means anytime you send it out as well. So if I send it out today, I've got to also send it out in that other form. I can't say when I send it out again, oh, I'll post it on social media. You need to send it out in both forms every time. So that is a new one that is coming down. I talked to you about KP parental rights. It also mirrors IK with the required notification requirements. It really is about a commitment to families. It lists out the rights of parents. The biggest thing in that is what I shared with you about course registration deadlines, processes. That's the new part of that. The other things are still in there, but that's the main part, is that we're communicating with families about courses and registration, especially at the middle and high school level. And the last one I want to highlight for you is JGDA, which is special education. It's the discipline of students with disabilities. It's substantially revised to better align with federal and state special education requirements. That's the biggest piece of it. It removes procedural language that's more appropriately addressed through administrative regulations, and it clarifies disciplinary protections and due process requirements for students with disabilities. So that's the biggest thing, is some procedural changes and things within it. I know that was a lot. I know that was lengthy, but I did want to highlight some of those things. So as you are reading at your leisure over the next month, that you have those. And like I said, I am happy to send you these notes that I have, if that will help you in reference to looking at some of these policies.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sure. Yes, ma'am.
So, these are recommendations. Which ones can you, when you send that list, can you inform us of which ones are requirements via state law changes? Because for me, of course, you know, my thing, looking at all of the deletions regarding the special education, it concerns me that a parent cannot go to our policies to easily see what some of their rights are. So for example, it removed, go back to it, outlining what the manifestation determination review is, outlining the educational services while discipline, outlining the functional behavior you know.
It doesn't spell it out as much in the policy versus
Yeah.
it moved it to the administrative regulations, I guess, from the state more so.
Right, because it summarized it.
It summarized it,
Instead of
yeah.
saying, this is your due process, this is your MDR, this is your FBA or your BIB, it just says blanket covers this. And so for me, looking at this, I'm curious if you can help me understand where else a parent can easily find this information.
We'll get that. I'm sure Dr. Gravely has it right on her fingertips that she can send me the link to it, and I will add that to the list. So I do believe, and Charlotte will correct me if I'm wrong, I know, that is one that's not attached to a bill, a House bill, especially the ones that are attached that you will see in my notes that say House bill tied to code or House bill. The others, like you said, an instance with that one, it's not tied to that. So if the board so choose, that could stay that way. You would not have to adopt that in that form if you would prefer it to be spelled out for families.
Right, because like it says, the superintendent shall develop regulations to implement this policy, including procedures governing. Let's just say manifestation, determination, reviews, blank, that's it. But it doesn't explain to somebody.
Where to go to find it.
Right, and before, I mean, 6 years ago, I was looking at board policy to see what is the policy on this? What does this mean with this? To know what the school's policy is on it. And if we remove the detailed explanation of what an MDR or an FBA and a BIP is,
Right.
they're not going to have access to it.
Right. Dr. Gravely, is
Unless it's
all of that
somewhere
in your
else I don't know
handbook too? All of those things are spelled out in your handbook?
Definitions, yes.
Yes, all those, so. But I understand your concern because then you don't know where to
Right, you
go
see
unless
that,
it's-
okay, so where do I get that
So
from?
we know where do I go?
Right.
So I understand
An
that
extra
as
step for
well.
the parents.
Yeah, sometimes cleaning up doesn't always, you lose the meaning of whatever it is behind because now you've created a little bit more difficulty in finding what you may need to find. So it has pros and cons to cleaning
Yeah.
up policies and stuff and fixing the language and ensuring alignment, but it could create a burden.
Yeah, it could create a, undue burden.
And it might be somewhere else that I just,
Right.
don't know.
All right. We've got some reading, some light reading. All right. Next, we have the informational items. First is athletic department update.
So I'm actually going to turn it over to Coach Kropka and Coach Coleman. This is their athletic update for the school year, kind of where they are, where they intend to go in the next year.
All right, good evening, board. We don't have any policies to talk about, so this should be nice and easy.
However, you do have an update to the heat-related policy, just a wording change. If you want me to tie it back to athletics for you too.
First and foremost, just want to thank you for allowing us to do this. It's the second year I got to speak to y'all and give you an update about all the amazing things we're doing, not only at Nottoway Middle School, but also at Nottoway High School. So we're going to keep this kind of brief, but I really want to focus on this one. This was amazing. We had 6 state qualifiers this year. That was up from last year. 5 state championships. You saw one gentleman here tonight. He's the one that won all 5 of those state championships. And it was an incredible season for him. He's only a junior, so he gets to do it again next year. But that's pretty awesome. 4 all-state members. He was one of them. We also had one for football. But he did the cross-country, the indoor track, and the outdoor track. But we also had one for football. We also had the all-district coach of the year, which is amazing. What's not up here is we also had the teacher of the year as one of our coaches. So amazing things happening here at Nottoway High School. This past year, and I put last year's data up there so you can see the big increase that we had from last year. Not only just in student athlete involvement, but my big push has been females in sports. And you saw a huge increase, 53% increase from last year in females in sports. I really take a lot of credit of that, but it's really more of what we are doing at the middle school that is helping with what we're doing at the high school. Please don't get caught up on these numbers because they're based off of last slide. We had a huge increase, so our GPA did take a little bit of a dip, but it's still well above that 3.0 threshold that we kind of hold our student athletes to. Not only that, this year again, our salutatorian and valedictorian were both student athletes. So we're doing some great things. We just got a large number. Yes, it took a drop, but we're still well above that 3.0 threshold.
Just like Jesse, we had a very big increase in the middle school. Last year we had 82 student athletes. This year we had 107, 45 which were male, male, and 62 are female, which is a 30% increase. That's something that we are continuing to strive forward. That's why we're adding soccer, so that number should jump up for next year as well. Our GPAs.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Hey, he's rushing you.
Our GPAs, all our teams maintained all of our fall, spring, and winter all maintained above a 3.0 GPA average for the school year, so we thought that was really great as well. We do weekly grade checks that go out on Mondays. I give those to the coaches and they distribute them to the athletes, and they know they need to get their grades up for that week. Athletes also understand that if they have an F in one class for more than 1 week, then they would be suspended. So we're pushing that to get those grades up, and we've been doing a great job with that as well.
I'm going to ask next year for a bigger podium so I don't have to slide over. New to the athletic department this year, this was one of the first years in a long time we had a JV girls basketball program. That's why you saw the female numbers jump up like they have. We added a coach's handbook, not necessarily to discipline our coaches, but to give them some guidelines. We had a lot of new coaches this year at the middle school, thanks to the school board office. They added assistant coaches for all of their sports. And as a new coach coming into the program, they really don't know necessarily how to do things according to Nottoway County policy. So we created a handbook. We added arbiter registration, and that's just going to help us streamline getting our kids registered for sports and then keeping them eligible. The Virginia High School League has gotten rid of their old platform and moved to arbiter, so it's a lot harder for parents to see how their kid is doing academically or eligibility-wise. Arbiter registration kind of puts that in the forefront for the parents. So when they register their child, they get to put all their medical information on there, but they also get to be able to see if their kid is eligible with their physicals, when it expires now with the 14th-month policy. It allows our coaches also on their phones to be able to directly message their parents without having to look up their phone number in our SIS platform. We did our camera system, our network live streaming. For any of you that weren't able to actually come to a football, basketball, volleyball, track, soccer, they got to watch it live. I think that's awesome. It gets us out into the state of Virginia so that people don't have to travel. This year we did a Brightspeed business sponsorship. We were reached out by Brightspeed Fiber Optic Internets that's now coming into Nottoway County and surrounding areas. They wanted to give back to the local athletic programs in the county. They gave us a $7,000 sponsorship that's going towards our golf tournament. It's also going to be some marketing for them on our live network streaming. We're also going to paint, because of the robot that Heather so graciously bought us a couple years ago, put their logo on the football field every game. So we got a lot of great things going with Brightspeed. The uniform cycle, thank you to Dr. Martin. She has kind of taken that off our budget. So last year I kind of talked about some constraints we had with our budget. Taking away the uniforms really does help us focus on getting the kids their equipment that they need to be safe. And I'm sorry, I'm talking a lot for him, but he doesn't like to talk. We started a booster club. Our coaches talked about some of the concerns they had with the budget over the last couple of years. Also, running concessions has been really difficult. Just the manpower of 2 people trying to do all the sports that we had. We were able to get a group of 5 people, local people that used to have student athletes or still do. They run all of our concessions for every single sport, the middle school and the high school. Last year, we did not have anything for soccer, so parents would come, watch a 2-hour soccer game, wouldn't be able to get a drink or a bag of chips. This year, they did. They were able to get some hot food. It was a nice thing for them to come to. Do you want to add anything to this slide since I talked?
And I don't mind talking, by the way. I'm just not long-winded. We're good. We're good to go.
So for next year, we're looking to continue our local business sponsorships. Our golf tournament is doing really well. We got about 10 businesses that have sponsored our golf tournament, which is pretty awesome. Last year, we only had 2. We are going to add and update our athletic emergency action plans. Last year, we introduced it to our coaches, but it really wasn't a full front focus on it. Emergency action plans are very important because our coaches need to know how to address an emergency on their practice field or their games. We have EMS at football games, but that's it. So they need to be able to address it. So we're going to update that. I'll let you go ahead and talk about the next one.
Next one is just what I talked about before was the soccer program. As you know, you guys approved us to have a soccer program, so we're looking to add that in the fall. We are looking for a coach, and we'll hopefully get that done as soon as possible. But that's it on that one.
Yeah. The other two are just conferences that we graciously would, the last one, we graciously thank you for allowing us to go to every year. It's awesome to be able to social network. As a middle school AD, when I used to go there, I got to meet some of the ADs and kind of talk about some of the things that were happening at their schools that I could adopt. That's where you kind of see a lot of the things with the female sports increasing, because we saw it across the state. But also at the high school level, we're able to make sure that we keep ourselves up to date on VHSL compliance. So we greatly appreciate that. Our goals, last year we did increase community involvement, but we're never done. We want to do better. One of the big things I saw was that the community has a bad taste in their mouth for sports for some reason. I'm not going to go into detail on that. My goal was to change that. I don't want our community business leaders, parents to ever think poorly about what we are doing here at Nottoway, but also definitely not what we're doing with athletics. We want to make sure everything is clean and cut. We did increase our student athlete involvement. Last year my goal was 10%. This year we did 21.8%. So I think that was great. All sports having a 3.0 GPA or higher. Last year that was my goal. We had 3 sports under that last year. We still have 2 sports under that this year. So that's going to continue. That's why it's still in the white on the right-hand side. Unfortunately, this year we did not fill all of our JV or varsity or girls and boys, if the sport allows it, programs. But cross country is growing, so we're expected to have a girls cross country. The Virginia High School League has proposed an allowed girls wrestling. We're hoping to be able to add that this year. We missed JV football last year, so hopefully we can add that. And we missed JV baseball this past year. Hopefully we can add that as well. And then one of our joint efforts is going to be to increase attendance. As a former player, if I walked out there on the court or a field and I only saw 10 people out there, I wouldn't have a whole lot of school pride or school spirit. And we have some great facilities here at Nottoway High School. We just got to attract them to come. So we're going to do a military appreciation night again, but we're going to do it a joint effort. The middle school is going to do something as well. It might be a first responder night right before the high school plays that same week. Also, our homecomings are going to be linked up this year. So when the middle school does a homecoming on a Wednesday, we'll have a homecoming on a Friday. Try to keep everything unison to grow the population and grow our attendance. Other than that, any questions? Yes, sir.
Trying to get the interest up to come, and I've used this for some other things, but Coffee Chat, are you familiar with that?
No, sir.
You are?
I'm not familiar, no, sir.
It's a local radio station.
Okay.
Every day they've got, I don't know the times, but you can call in and pitch whatever you want.
Okay.
And doesn't cost anything.
Nice. Okay. I'm going to add that to his sheet since he's got paper.
I think it's the radio station as you're going south out of Blackstone on 40.
Okay.
There on the right.
I think it's 97.1 on your FM dial.
You don't know about that.
Or AM.
I'm not that young.
Not on your Sirius one.
Yeah, I'm a fat on that.
Not on your Pandora or Spotify.
I will say that they both do a very nice job with the athletic program. I give them a hard time a lot. We have frequent meetings about athletics.
We had one yesterday.
We had one yesterday about athletics, and I even tried to erase athletics off of my board, and it's like stuck. I can't get rid of it. Every time I try to get rid of it, but we do have discussions about, and I don't know if they've had those discussions before, but as central office, as I've shared before, our role is servant leadership and to support and to know what's going on, but bringing them to the table with the central office team and their administrator to ensure, as I said, with graduation, that doesn't impact something that they have, but also discussions about where our programs are, where we want our programs to be, evaluations for coaches and staff and in plans if we've got problems. You're not guaranteed to always be a coach just because you've always been a coach. And so we are working through those things and have worked with them. They both serve on our division leadership team as well, so that they're at the table with those conversations, but they do a very nice job of working with athletics and advocating for what they need.
It's nice to hear you say that.
I was a little concerned about some things in the athletic department. It sounds like you and I've shared them with her. And it sounds like you are trying to address those problems. And I really do appreciate that, because those students, they're very important and they want to do certain things. So if you're going to help them do that, I appreciate it. Okay? I do. Thank you, Dr. Martin, for being interested in that, because I don't think some people care.
They know I have a high standard. One of the things that athletics is required is before a child is allowed to participate in a game. They can be on the team and go to practice, but it doesn't matter for what the sport or thing is. Their parent is required to attend the parent meeting. If they do not attend, they will not play. And I believe we had we had 100% participation in that, because they were well aware if they didn't make it to one, they had to schedule a meeting with the athletic director and the coach before they would be allowed to play, because I am very competitive and I really want our athletics to do well, but at the same time, we have high expectations and requirements about behavior and attendance, all of those type of things.
And on the same note, we want our parents to feel comfortable coming to us whenever there might be an issue. So the preseason parent meeting is a big benefit, to have the parent there to meet us and to meet the coaches, so that we can kind of get faces with names.
I like them parents' involvement.
Yes, sir.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
They really, the broadcasters or whatever they are, they'll get excited about things. So.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Next is the Human Resources and Staffing update from Dr. Greger.
So I know you've heard from each department. No, you can come on, Doctor. You've heard from each department this year. RJ was not getting out of his.
I missed last week.
He thought he was.
But I will actually share with you. So he has his presentation. He will do a fabulous job with it. But one of the things that I will share with you is the video recording of his presentation. I got ready to I think he thought he was going to get out of the presentation for me to show the video tonight instead that goes along with this. The video is amazing. I will share it with you about the work of the HR department this year, but I'll turn it over to Dr. Greger, because they have been busy, very busy.
All right. Thank you. It would have been nice to play, but anyway, we'll stop. So anyway, thank you for school board and Dr. Martin and guests as well for giving me a chance to talk about the human resources update for this year. Jesse, did you?
Broke it.
Did you turn it on?
Jesse broke it.
Did you hit
Thank
the
you.
arrow and turn it on?
I'm finished already.
Jesse broke it. There you go.
There we go. So I also noticed that they left. Oh, wow. So anyway, they stole my title, A Year in Review. So I just want to talk about that. So our target areas, well, obviously, a large portion of human resources is recruitment and staffing. But as you'll see in the other slides, it goes way deeper into that. So there's three areas that we kind of gleaned out of primary areas. We did diversified outreach. So that there's passive recruitment and then there's active recruitment. Passive means we post it on the website and wait for people to come to us. We can't do that anymore. Historically, when the population was large, we were able to just kind of be lucrative, but get our information out, people reply to us and move through it. Now we have to be aggressive and go out to find people. So not only do we have the website, we go through LinkedIn, Handshake, Indeed, and we engage in many teacher recruitments in and out of state within that. You see Handshake. What Handshake is it's linked to over 200 colleges across the state. We upload our information about us. The students go into that, tap in. A lot of the events are connected to that. So the outreach is not just Nottoway, it's not just Region 8, it's not just the state, it's nationwide, and well, as you'll see in the next part, global. So we actually, this year, we've brought in people from Nevada, and we also have folks coming from Utah that are coming to Nottoway with that. The second targeted area, we stepped out. Historically, if you continue to do the same thing, you get the same results. We were running into gaps, so we had to look outside the box a little bit, and we did the EPI, the Educational Partners International. This is their first year. They've completed year one. As you can see on the picture on the side, they're quite happy that they finished successfully year one on that, because that's a group of those folks. They were fantastic. They came in with energy, they came with appreciation, they were grateful for anything and everything that we could provide with that, and that kind of just leached out into the building, into the staff and the students and community. So that, I think that was a huge step. Thank Dr. Martin and the board for allowing us to step out into that land to try that. We've also looked at the streamline and hiring the material. We took the opportunity when we know we brought in a recruiter, but Melissa's always been there. So when we brought in, we kind of stepped back and looked at, okay, what are we doing? Again, if you do the same thing, you get the same results. So we really kind of hashed things out about how to streamline the process and able to get things more efficient. What I heard from our meetings was that historically, HR was slow. I know. HR is still a little bit slow. Sorry. So the reason why we're slow, we want to be thorough, so one project, if the product comes out, it's right the first time, instead of going back and forth and with that material. So we're trying to streamline that, get the information fast, recruit early, be aggressive, be upfront, so we get great people. Currently, as of today, the snapshot, we have 9 teaching vacancies. Those are the actual teacher dash whatever positions, and 7 non-teaching vacancies. I looked at historical data. We are in a good place this year comparative to where we were in the past. We're already moving forward to reduce those numbers. Some didn't make the actual cut for this school board meeting with that. So as we talk about, it's more than just recruitment and retention, but we also, in order to get people to stay, we have to do things, celebrate them, and so on. So we did some proactive measures. We looked at a 60 and 90-day kind of touch point. Reach out. How are you doing? What do you need? What are some of your gaps? What did you not get? What do you need with the new employees that came through? We talked about Nottoway Lead. That has been tremendous with just the fuel of that group turned into their own PLC group and help each other out within that. So they're seeing that there's a blessing and a curse of being a small system. A blessing is it's small, everyone knows each other, and you could pivot quickly and do that. It's also a curse to a certain degree where your ceiling kind of caps. There's not a whole lot of principalships, there's not a whole lot of directorships and that. But this opportunity allows that door to open a little bit, trying to keep people in with us, to stay and to grow in with Nottoway. So when that does happen, opportunities, we already have people ready to go. Ongoing development. We talked about the mentor and colleague program that we have that we've been going on for years with that. And engagement. This is where I think we really have turned it up a notch with Dr. Martin asking us to go out to meet with the students and so on. We do spotlights. We do spotlights for employees that are coming in new to us. We have roots where we post on social media about people that grew up here and that are coming back here, also posting on social media. We have this commitment to excellence where people randomly, whether they're citizens or employees or whatever, could simply nominate someone for doing something good within the building that they've seen. The welcome posts, staff attendance, and then quarterly school meetings. Historically, it was a meeting where everyone just kind of sat behind a screen and talked about their concerns and that material. This time, the whole central office team, the cabinet, goes out to each school and talks about the information. So teachers and employees, custodians, whatever, can have direct interaction with us, ask the questions, put us on the spot sometimes, and we're there to answer. And if we can't answer it, we go back, find it, and discuss it with them real time instead of just behind the screen and emails and so on. This, I don't know if you've been to our Nottoway homepage on Facebook and just clicked on the word photos. You will scroll, you'll scroll, you'll scroll, and you'll scroll at all the pictures. This is just a quick glimpse of that. And I want to say thank you to Charlotte Wood. She's the one that posts all those. We send her pictures, we send her everything and anything. Can you put this up? Can you put this up? Can you put this up? And she does it. And so as a recruitment piece and the selling point of Nottoway is a lot of times we'll simply say, check out our Facebook page. look at photos. That is us. There's pictures of there that, having a lot of fun. That's what it's about. But at the same time, it's business. It all relates around student success, creating an environment where people want to be. So it was interesting on one of our recent interviews for a position, one of our questions we all talked about is, what sparked your interest in Nottoway? How'd you find us, kind of thing, because we're kind of the hidden gem. And one person said, I watched your Facebook account and I could see what's going on. I really became enthralled and engaged with that. So that just kind of smacked you in the face saying, yes, that's exactly what we want to have taking place. So I talked about how Dr. Martin has said, hey, why don't we go out and visit schools? Well, she didn't realize we had costumes to go visit schools. But on top of that, there was employee recognitions through Heather's office. We had a $750 full-time pay and $400 for part-time pay that went out in the May 2026 paycheck. Also, milestones, we talked about annual celebrations, regional awards, central office visits, as you can see a picture over on the right, and social media recognition, what I talked about already with them. Again, operational improvements, we talked about the efficiency in the tracking system, job posting accuracy, so whenever people see what's online, they know exactly what our opportunities are, and if there's any questions, one of the things that I find great about a small system is just one phone call, and you get anybody you want. It's like 1-800 call Tanya. Tanya picks up the phone, it's one single phone number, and it gets you to everybody. They can pass you through to anybody you need within that. You go to other school systems, it's press 1, press 3, press 4, press 5, whatever to get something. So it has a direct link to people, and I think that's what's really thriving with our connections. The statistics, we introduced 29 new teachers and 3 administrators. The substitute pool is maintaining around average of 70 active substitutes. And our outreach recruitment is over 15 major networks and college and universities. Licensure, it's very different now than it was many years ago. And this is a huge charge to Melissa Chamberlain. She's our licensure specialist. Historically, you went to college, you did your student teaching, you came back, the school submitted their information for licensure, and the school got the license, and they framed it, and it was fine. Those days are gone. Now we're getting people for alternative licensure methods, career switcher programs and things. So we're almost making our own teachers, and that's been fantastic. So you see here on the numbers, we had 16 teachers go from temporary to provisional license, like we talked about earlier, the temporary instructors. 11 gone from provisional to full teaching license within this year, and 7 that are sitting at the Virginia Department of Education pipeline to finalize their process. So kudos to Ms. Chamberlain for really getting that unique, because by state code you have to have people that are licensed. But we have to figure out ways of getting great people in our doors and getting them to stay, and the work that she's done with this has been quite remarkable. Where are we getting folks? The Nottoway staff consistently is our greatest asset to getting people. They talk about it. There are cheerleaders to get people to come to Nottoway. Longwood is right there underneath it. We've built a great partnership with Longwood, their student teaching program, their practicum program. So it's been a great success. We just had a meeting with them earlier this week about building that more, going out to doing site visits and so on. EPI we talked about, that's been a great method for those niche positions that have been difficult to fill, like high school math, high school science, which have been quite challenging to find. They filled that niche for us and are being successful. And also, like I talked about earlier, the student teacher pipeline, we're getting folks in for the highest demand is from Longwood, but other school systems are starting to join in as well. So, in summary, we have over 32 new staff, 70 subs. We have an outreach program of over 15 platforms, including colleges and universities. We've improved tracking accuracy through university instructors, EPI, and the NCPS staff, and engagement and retention is doing that check-in. How are you doing? So we're adding a 30-day check-in, a 60-day check-in, and a 90-day check-in. And so that image, that is actually, I think that was Blackstone. However, it's enhanced. So there's a gentleman by the name of Gemini that will sometimes step in and assist with some photos. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, indeed. Thank you very much.
I did have a question, I'm sorry, I wasn't fast enough, I was still gleaning over that picture. I know you said, which I'm very happy, that we're in a better place than what we were. You're trying to distract me again with the picture?
Yeah, it's a good picture. It's this background.
I'm very happy to hear that we're in a better place comparably to last year when it comes to staffing. Do you know about this time last year what the actual data was?
We were about 13 teaching vacancies.
Okay,
So it wasn't a whole lot of difference, but we were better. So it's not like a huge discrepancy, but
progress doesn't happen immediate. But it's just
0 would be great. 0 makes me sleep well, so 9's okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Next, we have the ANTC report, Mr. Outlaw.
Well, ANTC finished strong this year with testing and so forth. I don't have the enrollment figures for next year, but we are way up and we have waiting lists in many, many areas. One other note, the principal, Lauren Sledzinski, has resigned. And I don't know anything further than that. I didn't know that.
All right, next we have the governor's school report, Ms. Duncan.
Alrighty, well, it was, we did do regular business things, budget, calendar, appointment, that type of work. The grand thing is, we received the approval by the board for the reduction in slots by 4, so we now have 6 slots versus the 10 that will take effect
On the 2-year cycle to 28,
29 school year.
To go back and count it.
So at that time, our slot would be reduced and thus reduce in payment. Hopefully by then, with changes that was made at the college, that we can get those numbers back up and it can be something for our students that they would see as advantageous.
All right. And with the SEAC report, Ms. Duncan.
There have been no new meetings yet. A survey was sent out for individuals to respond again. I'm excited to see how we're going to develop our president. I was trying to figure if it was chairman or president. How we're going to develop our president, how we're going to develop the other individuals in there, because it is something, rather, it's not new for Nottoway, but it's new in growth, it's new individuals, and they need that support to know that the doors are wide open for them, that this is going to be as big or as small as what they choose. So I'm excited to see how we can support them and help them grow and have it be as much as what they want it to be.
All right, thank you very much. Next, the superintendent's report, Dr. Martin.
I think they all stole what I was going to say is a year in review as well. They've already done it. But I do want to highlight kind of our year in review for you. And I really think when you think about 25-26 school year, there's one word that comes to mind, and that's progress, is what I would say is that word. So as I look back on this year, I am incredibly proud of what our student, staff, and the school community have accomplished together with your support. Throughout the year, our focus has remained clear, and that is providing every student with high-quality learning experiences while continuously improving those systems and supports that they need to succeed. But before I tell you about some of the progress and the priorities as we move forward, I do want to recognize the people, and I know I say this a lot, but our staff is what makes Nottoway great. And so I cannot say that enough about our staff. They are the people behind the scenes that are doing the work. They are the reason why Nottoway is successful. It's because of the employees that we have. Our teachers, our instructional assistants, our bus drivers, cafeteria staff, custodians, office staff, administrators, support staff, they are committed to Nottoway County Public Schools, and they're committed to serving our students. There's a level of dedication and belief in our children that will continue to move our division forward, and I am truly grateful they're here this evening, that I get to do the work with them. on behalf of our students and our families. They do pull a lot of long hours and a lot of work there from teachers across the board, but they always step up whatever we need and they make sure that it's done. We have had many accomplishments worth celebrating. All of our schools, of course, were fully accredited across all schools. Remember, we have two systems there, accreditation and accountability. We've continued to strengthen instructional practices. We've expanded student supports. We have really tried to increase collaboration amongst our staff, but remained focused on the division's mission of ensuring that every student has the opportunity to learn, grow, and succeed. We've celebrated academic achievement over the year. You heard about athletic accomplishments, successes with career and technical education, fine arts performances, and countless examples of student growth. And a lot of those things never make the headlines across the school division, but it makes a tremendous difference in the students that we serve each day. A key focus for us this year has been on strengthening literacy instruction across the division. We've had professional learning, instructional coaching, intervention supports, and the implementation of a high-quality instructional material, which is our HMH, which is K through 12 now, has really helped us focus on ensuring that every student develops foundational reading skills that are necessary for long-term success. That does not mean that we still don't have work ahead, of course, but we're encouraged by the progress, and we are seeing, and we remain committed to continuing that impact that we have. As we celebrate successes, I think it's important that we honestly examine our opportunities for growth. Continuous improvement requires us to acknowledge our accomplishments, but also recognize where the areas are that we need to work. They know me very well. I'm a data person. I go through the data. I look at the data. I analyze the data as to where our focus and our needs are, and they know don't come without the data most of the time behind it as well to support. But we need to look at those areas for what we can do better for our students. So preliminary assessment data is looking good. There's progress. But there is a clear area of focus which has to be mathematics. It shows we have spent a lot of time in the last couple of years with literacy and getting literacy where it needs to be, but we also need to focus heavily on our math instruction. So while we have gains and progress, there's still a lot of work that we need to do across the board in math instruction. As I said, the data tells us that there's pockets of success existing in our school, but overall math performance is not where we expect it to be or what our students need to be at math. It was one of the areas prior to COVID that had some of the greatest strengths. Technology came along and virtual learning, and all of a sudden all the progress that we have made, we have really had to rebuild, and it has not been rebuilt as quickly as what we have seen. We didn't experience or see the gaps in reading as you did in math. And so we've been working through that. As I've shared, we've pulled back devices and really gotten back to pen to paper with things and getting students engaged in hands-on learning with the things that we're doing. And so our focus this year, while we're not saying we're not doing literacy, we need to increase that level of math focus as well. You cannot ignore the other, but we need to create balance in there and really put those additional supports to make sure we're aligned with where we need to be. It's not simply about raising scores, it's about ensuring students develop the math skills, the math thinking, the problem-solving skills, and the confidence that they need in math. So that will be our focus. As we move into this next year, we're going to raise expectations for math instruction across the division. We have to continue to strengthen that Tier 1 instruction, that's that baseline instruction that every student is getting in the classroom. And we have to ensure rigorous lessons aligned to the Virginia Standards of Learning are delivered consistently in every classroom every single day. So that will be the focus on that alignment piece even more. We're also going to be intentionally utilizing student data, and I will tell you this is nothing that they haven't heard because they've all sat with me in meetings and they're hearing the same thing based on the conversations. On weekly data to identify gaps, monitor progress, and make instructional adjustments in real time. That's the thing that has to occur, is that we have to use the data in real time to improve learning outcomes right in the moment for our students. It's not enough to modify our practices after a major assessment, after a benchmark, because if you think about that, a major assessment occurs 3 or 4 weeks down the road. Well, now, if Marcia didn't understand X, Y, and Z, they've compounded, and now I've waited 4 weeks to fix it. We've got to fix it in real time with what we have going on with our students. It's really too late at that point, and it piles on the stuff for the students, and they're not feeling successful. Data has to be used to identify gaps, monitor progress, and make those adjustments that we need to meet their needs. So one of the things that I will tell you with data as well, one of our focus, and I'll talk about, is the flexible student groups that are going to become a routine practice in our classroom, because that's when you tailor instruction to meet the needs of students. You cannot have a flexible group if you do not have data to support who you're putting in the groups. If not, they become stations, as we say, and everybody's doing the same type of thing. But flexible groups are off of data, and it's really tailoring so that I can fix and help that child with the skill that they are lacking, so that I can quickly get them back into the Tier 1 instruction and have them move on. So it allows us to target skills and provide students with the support or enrichment that they need at that moment in time to fix what we need. Our staff this week, so many staff, as you think this is the first week of summer vacation for them, we have had staff in this week across the division working on curriculum pacing and adjustments and alignment. Secondary math teachers did 2 days of training in the new math curriculum that we have so that they know how to roll it out and to support it. But we had K through 5 teachers Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and today in working on curriculum pacing guides to lay out everything we need to do with the resources and the support. Today it was crossed with secondary was here, and secondary will also be here part of next week doing the same type of thing, really digging in deep to what the standards say and making sure that we have it aligned in our pacing. The biggest area too that we'll focus on is maximizing every instructional minute in the classroom. Time is the most valuable resource, and we cannot afford to waste it on a daily basis. This means ensuring lessons are planned, materials are prepared, transitions are efficient, and classrooms are focused on learning from bell to bell. There should not be 15 or 20 minutes of wait time at the beginning of an instructional period for students to get out Chromebooks or for copies to be made or these type of things. We should be ready to teach when that class period starts so that we use every ounce of time that we have in the classroom. It is something that we have talked about. It is something that we have seen in our observations and our walkthroughs is some wasted instructional time, and we don't have instructional time to waste. And so those are an area of non-negotiables with our administrators next year, that when we're in the buildings, it's going to be a question. Why did the class finish 15 minutes early before the bell rang at the end? What are we doing to maximize the instructional time in the classroom? But I have to say, so I say those things, but the good news is that we have the foundational pieces in place that we need to have. We have, as I said earlier, the dedicated staff, the educators. We have instructional leaders that are committed to improvement. We have strong curriculum resources, those high-quality instructional materials that we have put in place, and we have a clear understanding of what we need to focus our efforts on across the division. The work ahead will center on increasing rigor, strengthening instructional delivering, using that data effectively to move instruction, and that's getting beyond the surface of saying that, oh, 75 kids passed the assessment. Okay, that's surface level. What happened to the 25 that didn't? What was the reason why they didn't get it? Why? How can we push them to a higher level? So really delving deep into the data, ensuring that students are challenged when they need to be challenged and supported to reach those higher level of achievements. As you know, and as you've heard, a 400 passing on an SOL moving forward is not enough. That's not enough anymore. And we know that because it's not sustainable. So if you think about instruction as you go and you go each grade level, it gets a little bit more difficult. The rigor goes up. And a 400 at, I'm going to say, 5th grade becomes a 375 when they get to 6th grade if we don't get instruction to the highest level that we possibly can. So that is a high level of focus for us. And we have to remember, and this is, you hear me say it often about the commitment to excellence across the division, but I do truly believe that a commitment to excellence is not a destination. That's not our end goal. It's what we're continuously pursuing throughout the year. We continuously want to push higher and higher and not settle for just the minimum. Oh, say we got there. That's not enough. We have to keep pushing higher. So I do want to say thank you to the board too for your support, to the support of our schools. Our staff have enjoyed seeing you at different points and times in there. They feel comfortable coming with questions. And so a lot of that is the support that y'all give us as well and helping us to make things happen that we need within the school division. So thank you to you. I have to say thank you to our community and our families, and most importantly, our students. We have wonderful students across the division. We talk about our staff a lot, but we have fantastic students across the division. And I think you saw tonight what our students can do and what they can achieve in various aspects. So those are kind of my remarks for a year in review. We got a lot of work to do. We know what we have to work on over the summer and what our focus is going to really be next school year.
Thank you very much.
Question, a couple questions.
Yes, sir.
Discipline. Getting a handle on that?
Yes, so I will tell you that discipline numbers were down, and Dr. Lewis is here, so she has to remind me. It also is in the grant. High school numbers were down. Crew and Blackstone was down. Crew was about the same. We did have an increase in discipline at intermediate and middle, but there were behaviors that had to be gotten under control. So I firmly believe in that students should not interrupt instruction in the classroom and that there should be consequences for their actions. Now, that does not mean that we don't work with students and we find avenues and we find means, but students need to be held accountable. So I do expect an accountability sometimes that you're going to see it go up and then it should go back down once procedures and processes are in place. So we did see an increase in some of those numbers, but I also will tell you 5th to 8th grade sometimes is it's a challenging time for students. But I also have to say the procedures that we have in place too, the work that Dr. Lewis has done with the alternative education and the Reset Academy has helped tremendously for our students across the board. And yes, we're always going to have some level of discipline, but we are reinforcing those expectations and we're holding people accountable to those expectations. I can also tell you that with the 2-tiered bus system, we were talking about this today, the bus referrals they're almost non-existent to some level. Yes, we have a few of the bus referrals, but nothing like that with just the elementary students being on the bus together and the secondary students being on the bus together. One of the things that we talked about and that we will share at admin retreat with leadership too is if you do get a bus referral from transportation, take it seriously because you typically don't get them because they're not coming in. So there's obviously a concern if they're having to do that. So yes, there was a spike in discipline at intermediate and middle school, but that's because expectations are being set and reinforced and there has to be consequences for students' actions in the classroom.
ADM, end of this year versus last year.
Can I send it to you because I don't know it off the top of my head unless Heather knows it off the top of hers.
1643, 1646.
1646 last year?
This year.
This year?
Last year we were at like 1670.
Okay.
So, and last year I may be off, but somewhere around.
Yeah, somewhere in that ballpark.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, any other questions? All right. We'll move to matters of school board interest. On August 10th is the back-to-school parking lot party, and August 14th is convocation. All right. Ms. Duncan, do you have anything under other?
No.
Wilson, do you have anything?
I just wanted to say I really appreciate all the principals and the teachers and I appreciate your effort to get our students where they need to be. That's all.
Thank you, thank you. Mr. Outlaw, do you have anything?
I am excited about the direction NCPS is taking. I am just excited.
I can ditto
And
that.
thank you all. Thank everybody.
And Mr. Abbott?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I believe that the 25-26 school year baseline is one that gives us hope for the future. And I look forward to it. I look and anticipate that it will be even better than it was in the 25-26 school year. We have what I consider to be an outstanding staff leadership team. And trust matters. And I believe that we can trust each and every one of you, not only those of you that are sitting in this room tonight, but all of those that come to work every day to help educate the children in Nottoway County. You have my respect and my praise for what you do. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I could echo those same sentiments as well. I think we are family, and I think it shows. All right, is there a closed meeting resolution?
Mr. Chairman, pursuant to Section 2.23711A of the Code of Virginia, I move that the board convene a closed meeting for the purpose of discussing the following specific items: the consideration of personnel for 57 appointments, 1 summer school food service manager, 6 summer school food service workers, 1 math teacher, 1 health PE teacher, 1 elementary principal, 2 teacher leaders, 33 summer school teachers, 1 summer school site facilitator, 1 alt GED teacher, 1 summer school clinic clerk, 1 band teacher, 1 agricultural teacher, 1 assistant principal, 1 bus driver, 1 assistant volleyball coach, 2 instructional assistants, a bus aide, and a temporary instructor. There's also information on 5 resignations and 1 teacher retirement.
All right. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?